All right, pretty much what we got going on, we got the remote cooler right here. Wrap the part where the cooler sits, so now they on and
perfect.
Welcome to the Autoless YouTube channel.
And today we finally installing the world's first remote transmission cooler on a 1400 horsepower, 1200 foot-pounds of torque, stage 2 pure drivetrain solutions transmission. This is the world's first on a BMW. You know, if you found another one or you saw another one, put it down in the comments, but good luck. So if you seen a couple videos ago, we installed all the wiring for the custom trans temp gauge. You know, well, it looks weird on the video, but from where I sit, when the steering wheel is down, it's perfectly in my view. You know, so I can, and it's digital and analog, so it's no confusion. We installed that, and we also ran a couple of other wires for the inline temperature sensor, you know, because we're not using any of the factory OEM BMW coolers for the transmission or thermostats. This is completely one-off. So, you know, for a transmission that holds as much power as this transmission is gonna need way more cooling than what the factory system can provide. So I'm over here at Boosted Beamers with big Omar, you know, big boosted Omar. So we finna get this done, you know. Let's get out and show you what we got. All right, so we in Florida, so excuse the fan noise, but if you live in Florida, then you already know what time it is. I'm envious of the guys up north, you know, that got those cool, nice shops. You don't get those type of cool, nice shops like that over here in Florida. Woo, big out the shop, big shout out to Sasha up there on the wall. What's your favorite car, buddy? Y'all him. All right, so we got the remote cooler right here, the DERALE. Hold on, with a picture of it. Boom. The DERALE Hypercool Dual. We got that going in. Big shout out to Improved Racing for sending us over this. Damn, if I can open it upside down. For sending us over this inline thermostat. We got that inline thermostat right there, and it lets you know. Hold on, let me try to focus this time. I might need to wipe off this camera lens, probably, but anyways, that's the inline thermostat, the 165. There we go, it's focused. Got the inline thermostat to the new cooler. This is one of the piece de resistance, and that's the HPR Ultimate TCA. You know, if you guys saw the video a couple weeks ago, you already know what this does. This plugs directly into the ZF transmission, and these outlets, or the inlet and outlet on here, is 160-degree turnable, so you can move the lines all the way back to the back, you know, which we're gonna have the lines going this way, not forward, going to the front, since we have a remote cooler. And if you don't know what remote cooler means, it means this cooler can be mounted anywhere on the car, literally in the trunk, under the car, on the front of the car, anywhere where it can suck cool air, because this doesn't need air to be blew through it on the front of the car. You know, it has its own fan, so it can make its own air, and nothing's tightened because ain't no need to tighten none of this stuff right now. And this where the sensor for the fan goes, and the sensor for the temperature gauge goes in this side. And I'm gonna show you what this go. This is gonna go not too far from this thermostat. Well, it's gonna be between the outlet of the transmission and the inlet of the cooler, and we're gonna put the actual remote cooler right here in this big space right here, because that's really the only spot you can put a remote cooler under here, because the whole body, you know, is no room. You know, that looks like it's a lot of room, but if you look at it, yeah, see, it's not a lot of room at all. So that's the perfect spot right there, because it's the most wide open spot, and the cooler fits perfectly in that spot like it was meant to be there. and we're gonna route the hoses all the way up under the shielding and right up here to the transmission. And that let me turn on this light so you can see it. And this is where that adapter, that transmission adapter goes right here. The inlet and the outlet, and these are the factory transmission lines, so we're getting rid of those, and we're gonna run it all the way back to the back. And we already got all the wiring hooked up and stuff for both sensors, so this should be really plug and play. It's just running those hoses and routing those hoses is gonna be hell, because everything tight on the BMW up under the chassis. So we're gonna drop the shields to get to see where we can run the hoses the most, you know, cost-effective way, so we don't gotta buy more hose. Because I have 10 feet, you know, 10 feet inlet, 10 feet outlet. So let's get it.
A few moments later.
All right, gang, we got what we done did so far is we took the original hoses out. Well, we unplugged them from the training and we ran the new hoses all the way back, and we're gonna pretty much follow the not really inside of the drive shaft tunnel, but next to it. So all this stuff is, all these hoses are gonna be mounted, you know, zip tied down and away from the drive shaft, and it's gonna be hidden, so you'll never see them.
Yeah, the shield is gonna be underneath there, so it's gonna cover it.
Yeah, the shield is covering all of these lines, and they're spitting right out in the back, right where the cooler is gonna go.
You want me to put it?
Yeah, put it up there, Omar. And as you can see, the cooler will go right there, but in the middle. Come over a little bit. Yeah, right there. That's where the cooler's gonna go, right where the line's spitting out at. So this is gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we got the lines in, so now let's get that TCA adapter installed, and I'm gonna get back with you. The only reason I ain't videotaping this straight through, because we finding out this is the first time this has been done, period. Like, and this is the world's first, so you know, we had to find out how we was gonna run the lines and stuff like this. So it's taking, you know, time to do this the right way, and I don't want to have just a long time us sitting on camera scratching our heads finding the best way to do it. So I'm only gonna get juicy details on camera. You know, ain't that's right, Matt?
That's right, that's right.
All right, y'all heard Matt. When Matt say something, that's what he mean, even though he came to work at 5 p.m. today when he was supposed to be at 8 in the morning. Yeah, Yas finna get 5. Yas finna get 5. All right, so we got the HPR adapter in. Let me try to zoom in. As you can see, the return and the well, the from and the to line, both of those put on. We got the HPR adapter, and what we finna get ready to do right now is, let me zoom this back out, put the inline, where the hose at, right here, put the inline thermostat about right here. That way we can actually get to it and see if it's leaking anything, you know, because the this shielding comes about to right here, and the transfer case brace stops right here. So we're gonna try to put it here in that window so we can keep an eye on it. You know, I can slide up under the truck and see it if I want to. So yeah, we about I would say 50% done. This was the hardest part, getting this all done, you know, because like I said, nobody around here ever did this before. This is the factory lines right here. You know, we got to find what we're gonna do with these. Probably just unbolt them and slide them out, or do what we got to do to get them out of the way. But yeah, so we finna go ahead and finish running this and getting it back to the back.
All the lines that you see loose or hanging will be mounted securely away from anything hot or sharp. We just have them hanging so we can mock this up the right way, since this is the world's first remote cooler on the BMW.
So we can get this thing buttoned up. All right, so let me show you what we got going on. We got the inline thermostat in, and this is a little gap right here, so we'll be able to service this without dropping all the heat shields in case we need to service the thermostat. Then it comes all the way down, follows the tank all the way through, then it goes up. Let me try to get where it goes up. It goes up and around right here. You know, we didn't zip tie this yet because we don't know where we want to zip tie it to yet. And then it comes down. And the back of this exhaust is gonna be heat wrapped. Just in case you were wondering, that's titanium heat wrap. We gonna heat wrap the back of the exhaust to keep any, you know, any heat down. Even though it's a good little ways, the actual cooler is a good little ways from the exhaust. You can't really tell from there, but if I put it there, you can see it's a good little ways, and it sits way up high in the exhaust. Like, look, that's a good, what, about how many inches you think that is? That's probably a good 6 inches up from where, yeah, probably a good 6 inches away. So it's not gonna be, the hoses run right up against this heat shield. So it's this far away from the exhaust anyways. And I don't know if you can, I don't know if the cameras get in there. Yeah, look how much room that is. I can put my hand in there. So it's plenty of room to suck fresh air in from the back, from the sides. And like I say, this exhaust is gonna be heat wrapped on the back, but it's gorgeous. You know, I mean, and it's super, I mean, you couldn't hang on this and pull it down. It's definitely in there. You know, boosted beam was one and only. I mean, he doing his thing. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I want to hang on it.
It probably ain't coming down.
I'm not gonna hang on it. But it's on there.
It's on there.
It's not coming off.
It definitely ain't coming off. So we finna go ahead and finish button it up and show you guys the finished result and start it up and leak test it. All right, so we still need to remove the factory lines, but I want to get that in now. But you can see the TCA adapter is all the way in, lines all the way ran, hoses all the way ran down, got the electrical. This is hanging because we haven't pulled it up yet. This goes through a grommet in the trunk, but that goes all the way down, and boom, there's the actual cooler there. So the cooler's in. It sit like about right there. You'll barely be able to see the motors on the fan. And these fans are all the way 100% weatherproof, not weather resistant. So, you know, it's made out of materials that if it get wet, it's fine. It's meant to get wet. You know, so I mean, any remote cooler is meant to get wet. That's common sense because they know it has to be mounted under the vehicle. But yeah, the wiring, we're gonna clean this up just a little bit more, and we're gonna put that on. But for right now, we're gonna make sure that there's no leaks in none of the lines. And man, we burning that midnight oil here at Boosted Beamers, man. You know,
Tell them what time it is.
I'm gonna show them what time it is. 1:58, 2 o'clock in the morning. We burning that midnight oil over here at Boosted Beamers, man. Look at that howl at the moon over here. Okay, it's kind of loud, but as you can see, the car running, and no fluid is coming out of the old lines because everything's being routed all the way back. You can see no leaks anywhere. No leaks back here, and we waiting on the thermostat to reach temp so it can open up and flow coolant to the transmission fluid to the cooler. But we're gonna show you guys exactly how it works. So we're gonna heat this sensor up with the heat gun, and it's supposed to open at 180.
Watch the fans.
Yeah, watch the fans, and those fans are crazy powerful. Hold on, I'm gonna get a piece of paper to show them how powerful those fans is. All right, keep going, Omar. Like, watch how powerful these fans is when it reaches temp. So now they on, and look at that. And that's how powerful those fans is.
And that's pushing down, right?
And that's sucking in. That's crazy how much air those fans moving.
Put it in.
Yeah, it'll suck right in there. Yeah, those two fans move a lot of air, but they says I think DERALE says 650 CFM or something like that. So that's a lot of air those things move. And like I showed you earlier, it's a huge gap. So it's plenty fresh air to suck in there. Yeah, so we like I told you, the engine running, you can hear it, and there's no leaks. You don't get no leaks here at Boosted Beamer, so we finna let it come up the temp, open up on its own, and then we gonna go ahead and put her back together. All right, we putting the car back together as of now, and like I told you, we was gonna titanium heat wrap the part where the cooler sits, so it'd be nice to do the whole exhaust in this heat wrap. That'll help with exhaust scavenging, but I'm not doing all that. But it looks good though. Looks just like my downpipes and my the turbo headers. You know, and I did this myself actually, so I'm proud of myself. That's my first time doing exhaust wrap, and I just remember they say don't do less than a quarter of overlap. So I did a little bit over a quarter, you know, almost a half of overlap, and you know, so it's pretty thick. So I know with my downpipes, I literally can run the car and park the car and touch the downpipe and able to hold my hand on it without, like, you know, getting burned. So this titanium exhaust wrap is some real good shit. So if you're looking for some good heat wrap, get the titanium stuff. You know, don't get the white cotton crap, the old school stuff. You know, spend a little bit more money, and get that titanium stuff. You know, so yeah, we finna get the baby put back together. If you don't watch if you don't follow my Instagram, then you don't know that I took the wrap off the car. The wrap is fully off the car because I'm going with a totally different color. You know, she a little ugly up front because I had the bumper sanded down in some places before they wrapped it because of rock chips. That's no Bondo or nothing like that. That's the original BMW primer that they sanded through on the bumper. So I'm gonna get the front bumper repainted before I get it wrapped again. So, you know, that's what I should have did at first, but I was rushing and I wanted it wrapped. So I just say sand it down and wrap it. So I'm gonna get this front bumper repainted and get it blended into the fenders and the hood. So, you know, it's a metallic paint. You want to blend that in so it, you know, it doesn't look awful. All right, so everything is put up now. You could actually see the TCA adapter right there from HPR. You can see it plugged in the side of the transmission with the temperature gauge sensor right there, and the line goes all the way down, and as you've seen before, it's up against the side here, not touching the drive shaft and not touching the exhaust. So we got it in the perfect spot, and you bring it all the way down here, all the way through, and the hoses pop out there, and you see we have the exhaust right here, titanium wrap. So, you know, just for any like radiant heat, you know, but it, like I showed you earlier, it's way far away from the, you know, that looks like it's not a lot of room, but that's a lot of room. It's far away from the exhaust, so I don't want to get in there too much and get that fiberglass on my hands. But yeah, it looks great. That is gorgeous. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, everything works perfectly. You know, what time is it, Omar? We burning the midnight oil for real.
Almost 3:30, 3:24.
3:24. Shoo! Yeah, we burning the midnight oil, and it looks good. You know, I can't do it without him, man. This guy's a genius, mad scientist, man.
It actually does really look good. I'm actually really impressed.
Yeah,
like it's so proportional and even.
Exactly.
It's like a perfect spot for it.
Everything is very symmetrical.
Those fans kick on like really strong. They're super strong fans.
Yeah, that's why they call it I forgot what they call it, the power pack or something like that, but this definitely what we needed. So we can go as hard as we want with the transmission now. So I mean, hey, let me flip this light around.
Ooh, I need to lower it first. Hold on, gang. Let me lower this light, then flip it around. Flip it around. Shoo. Let me lower it a little bit more. Yeah, so it's late. You saw what time it was. You know, man, every step we get closer and closer and closer and closer. You know, we finally got the custom transmission tune, the custom transmission cooler, remote cooler, world's first BMW with a rear mounted remote cooled transmission. You know, especially on a pure drivetrain solutions stage 2 transmission at that. So this is literally a race car. Everything you would see in a Pro Mod or NHRA car, you know, this car has. So this thing is literally a race car now, besides the weight. But this is literally a race car. I mean, it's nothing they don't have that this car don't have. Everything has been touched. You know, it's fully modified. You know, to put this car back to stock form, it would take thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars to put it back in stock form. So, I mean, I can't wait to get on the track. You guys know what's next. We got the injectors. Dynan, big shout out to Dynan for sponsoring us with the coil packs, the hyper performance coil packs. And we got brand new spark plugs. So we're finna do the last major tune up before it's time to get on that dyno and do the kill mode tune. You know, we finally here. You know, that's it. And before we get on the track, all we got left to do is take the rear axles out and get them sun out and get the rear axles built, because you're not racing this car on stock rear axles with over double the horsepower to the wheels that it came with from the factory. You're not doing that. All you're doing is asking for trouble. So like, share, and subscribe, and auto let's stop.